think is a really great tool for the whole school to learn all about the ins and outs of parent leadership groups, and to basically have that knowledge so that they can actually maneuver through the school and function and know where to go and who is who and what is what. There's an acronym index in each one because there's just, schools are just the places where we have so many acronyms that people get all jumbled up with them. So this is something that hopefully helps parents now and in the future. Hopefully we can keep carrying this on, where they can feel more comfortable in the school maneuvering through that. And that's a picture from our very recent one of our events that I was working with Leader Asco and the SLC and a few other staff and parent leaders on the Dia del Niño, where we had something like 350 people here. It was crazy, but that was just such a great event. I felt like it was kind of like a wonderful end of service fiesta where I could just see all of the really happy families. It was so great. That was a crazy time of musical chairs right there. Intense. And then leadership recruitment, trying to do some outreach to get more leaders involved, more parents involved in leadership with the SLC, with the Parent Action Team, all those different groups. So another thing that I really enjoy doing, and I really feel strongly that it's something important to do, is a little bit of a professional development for the schools. So helping the staff to really understand parent involvement and community partnerships, I think, is key to getting the school community to buy in. It wasn't so difficult here at Nuestro Mundo. The teachers I found had a very different mindset and already knew it. And I remember at the very beginning of the year, I was like, I gave a presentation here, and everybody's like, yeah, we know, parent involvement, that's why. I'm like, oh, right, sorry guys. But then I did it over at Sent, and they're like, oh, wow, so it was just working between these two different worlds. It was an interesting experience, to say the least. But one thing that I found that really helped at Senate was I did a book group staff development for them. So we read Beyond the Bake Sale, which is a wonderful book if you want to learn more about partnerships and parent involvement, all kinds of ideas and research, and she just explains the fundamentals of it, the philosophy of partnerships very well. And we had a small group, but it was a group that really got into it, and every single one of them did something after that to work on parent involvement at the school, every staff member that was part of it. So one of them decided that they wanted to call families every week with something positive to say about students, is their new thing to do. For instance, another one gave a presentation to all the Latino parent group on homework and why it's important, and study skills and how you can do that. So it was just something that I felt was so important, because I was touching all these small group of people, but then they were branching off and touching more people and spreading their ideas. So I really enjoyed that. The Senate Parent Cafe and the PT3 were a couple of things that I thought were incredibly meaningful for both of the schools and effective in getting families and staff together. And pardon me, I'm a little short of breath. And helping them to have this conversation about partnerships, about their school specifically, and about how they wanted to work together to improve them. I have to thank Betsy for helping with that. She was our facilitator, one of our facilitators, along with Parents Plus. And that at both of the schools just went so well. It was a few hours long, so it was a commitment, but we had food there, and we had just all kinds of, lots of parents and staff, and everybody had just all kinds of great ideas that they brought to the table, and we were able to organize them and create little mini, or big, but simple action plans for both of the schools. And those ideas have continued on into the parent leadership groups, and there are different ad hoc teams that have formed because of that. So they're continuing working on the issues that they really think matter and think count for the schools. So that's really exciting too. That's something that I hope will also continue on. So yeah, now I think it's a good time to take a step